triangle, and metron means measurement. So basically, trigonometry deals with the measurement concerned with your triangle, concerned with your triangle, and that measurement can either be the measurement of angles of a triangle, or measurement of sides of a triangle. But this trigonometry deals with only right angled triangles. So the main thing about discussing the trigonometry is concerned with the right angled triangle. So we have to deal with the right angled triangles in this trigonometry. So in those right angled triangles, we can either find the angles of that triangle, or we can find the sides of the triangle by using certain ratios. By using certain ratios. So this is the brief introduction about the trigonometry. So we have to deal with the measurement of angles or sides of a right angled triangle. So coming to the trigonometric ratios. So there are basically, so firstly let me write down this thing, that is trigonometry metric ratio. So trigonometric ratios are defined in terms of some angle. In terms of some angle. If this is your right angle triangle, A, B, and C, if we measure all the things with respect to the angle A, then the side opposite to this angle, that is side opposite to this angle, will be called as your perpendicular. Perpendicular. And the longest side, that is the side opposite to the 90-degree angle, will be called as your hypotenuse. And the adjacent side, this thing will be, the remaining side will be called as your base. That will be called as your base. This notation gets changed if I change the reference angle from A to C. So let me draw that triangle again. If I change the reference from angle A to angle C, this is again the same triangle, but I have changed the reference angle, this thing. So the perpendicular and base will get interchanged. What does that mean? That is, the side opposite to this reference angle will be called as your perpendicular, and this side will be called as your base. Hypotenuse will remain same because it's the longest side of your triangle. So the base and perpendicular are in reference to with your reference angle. If your reference angle is C, this side will be your perpendicular and this will be base. And if this is your reference angle, this side will be your perpendicular and this will be your base. So this was about this thing, how to choose the reference and how to choose the perpendicular and base concerned to that reference. There are 6 trigonometric ratios. First one is your, that is called sine. That's called your sine. And this sine, this is your concern with the angle. If I take the angle that is with respect to this angle, that is sine A, it will simply be, it is usually, we have to remember these things. I will give a shortcut about that. Sine A, it will be given by perpendicular by hypotenuse. This is one ratio, that is sine. Second thing is cosine. It's actually sine function, and its abbreviation is SI and sine. So it's usually given by sine of that angle is given by the perpendicular, that is the length of the perpendicular divided by the hypotenuse. Second ratio is your cosine, and in short that is represented by cos. Second ratio is your cosine. So cosine is given by base, that is what is your base, divided by hypotenuse. So this thing will be your cos of that angle, and I have chosen from this point of view, that is A. So if I look at this triangle, the perpendicular here is BC or CB, one and the same thing. It is the distance. So this will be BC divided by hypotenuse or AC. Similarly, this thing, that is base, will be AB. It will be AB divided by AC. So I have got two parameters, that is two ratios, sine A and cos A. Cos A. Third thing is your tan, that is tangent. It's actually tangent and it is abbreviated as tan. It's actually tangent. What is this? This thing is tangent and it's abbreviated tan. So tan of the angle, that is tan, is given by perpendicular divided by base. Perpendicular divided by base. If you can have a look at this thing, what is perpendicular? It is BC divided by base is your AB. So it is simply BC divided by AB. If I divide the numerator by the hypotenuse, that is your AC, and divide the numerator by hypotenuse by AC,